Wow, it's been a minute. What's it been, like a month? 2 months? So long. I'm so sorry. I've realized that editing videos, just like with these crazy edits, is gonna take too much to push content out to you guys. So today is gonna be a very vanilla video. Really like no edits or anything, just me talking to you guys. As you can tell, my bed is half made, and if you've been wondering what I've been up to, I have been just working. Happy summer though. It's beautiful out. I hope to get away from school and work to go on vacation, but for now I'm taking summer courses and I am in an internship. So today I wanted to give you guys my 5 tips on landing your first internship as a computer science major. I've been with my internship for about a month now and it's going pretty well. I'm learning a lot, and it's not something that I thought I would actually enjoy, but so far I'm actually really enjoying it. I'm currently a product engineer at a security camera company, and it's pretty cool being exposed to all like the different fields of computer science. Ramble. Let's get into the list. As you guys can see, I have my list in Notepad, and I told you this is gonna be a very vanilla video. Like we're trying to push content out. So with being a intern as a product engineer, my first tip is to just be broader in your search. When I first got into searching for internships, I did not think I was going to be going for product engineer. The same week that I got accepted into this internship, I had an interview set up for an interview. Come on, dude, you go to school. An interview set up for a software development internship, and that's probably like what I thought I was going to be going for initially. But to be quite honest, I don't really know if I want to be coding all day, and I really do like my internship now, and it is kind of aligning with what I had imagined the internship to be. So I would just say if you're computer science, you kind of have like the whole world in your hand. You can go off like more to the business side of computers. You can go really technical. There's a lot of different jobs and internships out there that fulfill computer science, and I think that zoning in on just software engineering is going to get you in a rut because it's a rat race. The second tip, you guys have just gotten beaten over the head with this at this point. Pimp out your resume and LinkedIn. We are going to go over it briefly though, because I just want to drop like as much knowledge as I can. Don't be scared to put stuff on your resume. There's a lot of people that put only like these extravagant projects on their resume. If you alone are working on a project, that project, you need to embrace it, because it takes a lot of people to actually make like a full-fledged project most of the time. So I would say put any projects that you are working on, have worked on, any knowledge that you have on your resume. And I want to emphasize, put stuff that you are working on in school. I put projects on my resume that I worked on in classes, and that actually sparked a lot of conversations during my interview. Stuff from operating systems where I was like, it's so low level, it's like such low level programming, and my job right now, it's not even like that low level. Like I'm not even touching machine language, but the project itself was so low level that they were like, okay, if need be, you know, this guy can really like get in down and dirty. Which I think that it really just shows that you pay attention in class, first of all, that you can take instruction, and then you're also like proud of something that you put work into. Work experience on your resume, try to get something that's relevant. Right when I got my first relevant job, I took all of like my grocery store, my retail jobs off my resume, because your customer service and your hospitality and stuff like that is going to show in your interview most likely. You don't necessarily need to be so specific with your people skills if you come across as just like a very nice person and a very easygoing person. We're gonna get on that later though. Don't think I'm throwing away people skills. My first job that I got that was relevant was through my school. I work in the IT department as a lab technician. So basically I help teachers if they're having trouble with their computers or whatever during classes. And it is a little bit of a stressful job. Like, you know, I gotta walk in these classrooms, everyone's watching me work on the computer and stuff. But if there's something offered through your school, I would say go for that. Before this internship, I was going to get a job teaching children how to code in a classroom, and I was pretty psyched for that. But this school job came up, and I was like, at work at school, like that's so nice. I go to class, and I'm go to work real quick. It's honestly like the best work environment I've ever had. But I would say, yeah, baby steps. You know, you can't just jump right into an internship. I mean, maybe you can, but if you're having trouble jumping right into an internship, then find these little like building blocks that you can use as stairs until you get to that. The last one is volunteer, and I mean, it's kind of wishy-washy, but it shows that you are active outside of being cooped up at your computer all day. I had 2 volunteer activities on my resume, and it was like a STEM event where I talked to kids about what they wanted to be when they grew up, which is really cool. And then this like concert that I helped, and I was like the tech guy at the concert. But honestly, like that's wishy-washy. You don't really need volunteer work if it's not going to apply to what you're doing. I did say volunteer is the last one, but I do want to throw in one more, and that is certifications. Whether or not you're going to school, certifications are going to just solidify your knowledge in a specific area of focus. It's a great way to show what you want to do or like what you're interested in. I have a couple certifications. I have one in data science, and then I have one in Scrum and Agile from IBM. Things like this it's very good to show companies that you're well-rounded, and you don't just go to class and like go to these classes that, you know, you kind of have to take or on your degree plan or whatever. These are skills and routes that you seek out, and that you are like, okay, I want to learn this skill because I think that it would apply to a work environment that I'm going into. All of this stuff I've talked to in my internship interview with my managers. They've asked me about my projects in detail, you know, like what I've done, why I did it a certain way, stuff like that. My work experience, they've asked me like what's the most difficult part of my job, stuff like that. They even asked me about my volunteer work, which I was really surprised about. If it's on your resume, you're most likely going to get asked about it, and you want to kind of apply it to the job that you are hoping to work for. So that's enough with slide 2. Let's go on to slide 3, and we got slide 3 is don't be weird. So, like I just said, we're going to get to the people skills. Don't be weird. You need to master your soft skills. There's a lot of like little things that go into this, but just be like a very center moral person. You know, own up to your mistakes. Don't be late, like be punctual. Be easy to talk to. You don't want to be like really uptight or really like a stick in the mud, but you also don't want to be like slacking. You don't want to be the guy that no one can count on, or the gal that no one can count on. Your managers and your bosses and stuff, they're normal people too, but don't necessarily treat them like your pal, you know? Don't call your boss bro. Like, just know boundaries and stuff like that. Know when to like poke at someone, but also when to like reel back a little bit. With hunting for internships, you're probably going to be reaching out to these hiring managers and these HR people. Don't be like triple texting them. You could like hit them a couple times, you know, if you really are like interested in the job and you want them to know that you're interested. But everyone's a person, so just take everything with a grain of salt and know that everyone is a different kind of person. If you think something is like okay, it might come off as weird to someone else. So you kind of have to learn like that dynamic of working with just different types of people. Slide 4 kind of builds on to this, and let's go into it now. It's have a good attitude. So when you're in your interview, when you're working, when you're on the job site, when you're presenting something, whatever, just have a good attitude. Don't be terrified of showing someone something or explaining something. Don't be terrified, but at the same time, don't be cocky, because you don't want to be coming off cocky and then maybe you have a mistake and then you look really stupid. As in, if you're just kind of chill, you're kind of like just going through it, and then, oh, like we have a little mistake, you know, in your project, whatever. I didn't have a mistake, but I think I slipped up when explaining one of my projects, and I owned up to it. I was just like, oh, like, you know, I'm sorry, like I didn't know it was called that or something like that. I thought it was called this, whatever. We talked through it, but you just gotta be able to kind of talk through things and not think that you know everything, because I'm sorry, but you don't know everything. With the whole internship process in general, just be patient, but also be hungry. It's not gonna come the first day you start hunting for internships, or even the first day that you walk in like your 3rd year of college. It took me to the end of my 3rd year to get an internship. Granted, I didn't start until I was maybe like 2 months ago. took me like maybe 2 months to get an internship. You can't be thinking you're gonna get an internship like next week, you know. It's really a process. You have to do all the previous steps. Like, you really gotta build yourself up. You gotta know kind of what you're going into. Watch a lot of YouTube. Watch a lot of people talking about how to land these kind of things, what the different environments are. I've never worked for FANG, like Google, Facebook, all those companies, but I bet that it's a different work environment than like some of these kind of mom and pop tech shops. Just believe that it's going to come eventually. And then finally, number 5, I just have one simple line: be a sponge. And this is kind of just a mentality that you should bring as a computer science major, or really any major, honestly. My brother is a business major, and we go back and forth on this all the time of this is like just a great ideology to adopt. Be a sponge. If school didn't teach you this, then you need to teach yourself this. And this is just learn everything that you can from all the opportunities that you have. So whether it's you're in class, and like I said before, put your class projects and your learnings from class on your resume, because they want to see that. They want to see that you actually you know the value in what you're learning. Be a sponge in that, as well as be a sponge in your internship or your jobs. If you learn some type of tech stuff through whatever job you have, apply that. I hope you guys have a great summer. Make sure to go on a nice vacation and get some rest. And I will see you guys in the next video. Sorry again, I haven't really been uploading, but I've been barely sleeping. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.